Home equity loans can turn your home's value into cash for whatever you want. Whatever your lending need, it's just a few clicks away. Apply online at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Happy Thursday! Welcome to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. He is Benny Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. You, the Scalzo and Brust family, calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. And we are back at it with our guy, big time Billy Barnwell.
I thought you were going to say Alex Strofe. I thought
We're at
wrong.
Strophy today?
Yeah.
It's looking good looking. How are we, pals?
To what do we owe this honor?
Yeah, what did Jesse Nelson do?
Nah, I've been out sick all week, so I think I needed to clock a couple more hours today, I guess.
Real sick or too many Michelob Ultras sick?
Nah, it was real sick, and I'm sick of this narrative, Greg, because you're like the 8th person to make that joke today. I've come into work every time I've ever been hungover in my tenure here.
No, but it's not about coming to work hungover. Like, Josh, you've done this.
Oh, yeah.
It's what type of quality work you do when hungover. And I feel okay saying it. There was one day that stands out in particular where Josh was dead weight at work.
Yeah.
It's possible, Strofe.
I mean, we did a virtual call with Josh where he was horizontal on the couch with the lights off.
Yes. Camera off.
Camera
I
off.
respect that.
Camera off. In my undies, still in bed, just trying to make it through.
And
Never thought I'd say this, but it's an amazing
Wait, you're doing
visual.
a work call in your undies?
Yeah. I mean, well, I didn't know the call was happening until about 2 minutes before, so you gotta do what you can.
Strofe, when I'm in the
give me 5 minutes to put on some shorts.
When I'm in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios and I overhear you telling the crew, I was up until about 2 a.m. last night, sucking down some Bud Light Limes, hanging out on the patio.
The real story, yeah.
I know. Then I think that when you call in sick sometimes, people's first inclination is, wonder how many limes he had last night.
Fair point, but that's not the case this time, unfortunately. I wish that was the case. It'd be less painful. I was bedridden for 3 days. It sucked.
That does suck.
Billy Barnwell put out his list, not of his power rankings. We haven't gotten the first Bill Barnwell power rankings yet, right? This is the guy who's picked against Aaron Rodgers for 3 straight years, who basically during the 2 Aaron Rodgers MVP seasons.
4 straight years.
4 straight years. During the 2 Aaron Rodgers MVP seasons, had them winning like 8 games.
He had him like 17th to 20th even after the 2020 season. Like
even after the 21 season, he basically just said, "Yeah, keep being wrong." At some point, this has to go.
He's
away.
hitting at a 25% clip. He hit it in 2022. The Packers didn't make the playoffs, and Billy Barnwell finally was right.
So we talk about it every season because we always joke, thinking, "Wow, Barnwell really hates the Packers. What does he have against Green Bay?"
Nothing about Green Bay.
All about formerly number 12, now number 8, Aaron Rodgers, because in his ranking of best off seasons this offseason, Bill Barnwell has the Green Bay Packers with the 5th best offseason in the entire NFL.
I take that as a statement of your fact of Bill Barnwell.
It's a great offseason.
He has them as a better offseason than divisional rival, the Chicago Bears, who ultimately turned the number 1 overall pick into a number of different assets as they continue to build. That's the one that surprised me. It's the Bears with the 13th best offseason.
Yeah, and he also quotes the Packers as they landed a haul for Aaron Rodgers. You know who landed a haul? The Bears for the number 1 pick with a player.
So for him, it's all about the trade for Aaron Rodgers and ultimately the deal that they got done with Jordan Love with the wording. He convinced Jordan Love's camp to take a $13.5 million guarantee for the 24 season in lieu of the Packers picking up a 5th-year option, which would have paid him $20.3 million. In all, the Packers saved about $10 million between 23 and 24 with the tactic. So in Barnwell's mind, the offseason for this Packers team is 5th best in the NFL, and the Jets, who landed Aaron Rodgers, had the 23rd best offseason in the NFL because they gave up a lot to bring in a Hall of Fame quarterback.
So, I mean, Billy's man, woof. I love it. I love it. You know why? Because he does what I strive to do. He takes a stance. He hates Aaron Rodgers. No matter where Aaron Rodgers is, he's going to be low on Billy Barnwell's list. Now, the hypocrisy of this is when he writes about the Green Bay Packers offseason, he, quote, "Yes, Rodgers might be a superstar for the Jets and help them compete for a Super Bowl over the next 2 seasons." That's it. That's all. Greg, stop the quote right there. That's all you need to see to tell you why the Jets had a better offseason than the Packers. Because if you're talking about an offseason, we're not talking about like this is Bill Barnwell's teams in the next 5 years that set themselves up for success. This is the best offseason heading into the 2023 season. And so to me, if he's quoting himself saying that Rodgers helps make the Jets a Super Bowl contender in the next 2 years, it's by far a better offseason than the Packers. It's just about a better offseason than many because they're putting themselves in a conversation to win a Super Bowl. Doesn't mean the Packers had a bad one. I think it kind of does, actually. I'm not going to lie. It's hard for me to say the Packers had a good offseason when you move on from a Hall of Fame quarterback, and especially in the light in which it did over the last 2 years, when it seems like if they could have figured out that they had a poor relationship earlier, they would have moved on, gotten more pieces for Aaron Rodgers, even bigger than the haul that he quotes in this article.
Yeah, and I don't want to make this all about Billy Barnwell. I want to make this about the Packers offseason. Like, was this a good offseason for the Green Bay Packers? Now, mind you,
I just wanted to take out Bill for a little bit, but now I can move on.
Mind you, 14 months ago, the Packers had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and were coming off of back-to-back 13-win seasons in which they were the top seed in the NFC. 14 months later, they've got Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and they're coming off of an 8-win season. So to me, this offseason is critical, right? It's imperative for them to ultimately not continue to dig downwards and continue to bounce upwards. Put on the poll, Josh. On Twitter, at Scalzo and Brust. You can call us, text us as well. We'll open up the phone lines, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Was this a good offseason for the Green Bay Packers?
This is, like, the word good here. They did a lot of things, but can you say it was a good offseason until you find out what the pieces do? Because that's where my struggle is. It's hard for me to say they had a good offseason. Can I say that the Packers filled needs? Absolutely. They drafted tight ends. They added more wide receivers. The safety position is still a question mark. to me, it was an offseason in which they moved Aaron Rodgers. So despite adding tight ends and wide receivers and getting Jordan Love to the starting quarterback, I think David Bakhtiari said it. Jordan Love's following a Hall of Fame quarterback. And so if your offseason is moving on from Aaron Rodgers, who put 15 years into the organization and put you to levels that are hard to consistently reach year after year, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, they had a good offseason. Did they do what they needed to do based off where they were in the relationship with Goot and Rodgers? Probably. This thing wasn't repairable, but doesn't mean it was good.
Last year, in Bill Barnwell's 2022 offseason rankings, do you want to guess where the Green Bay Packers were?
19.
9. After trading away Devontae Adams for basically Christian Watson, right? Or I guess you could call it Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt. They got a first-round pick for him, first and a second. He ultimately complimented them for the Rodgers extension. Said that the loss of Devontae would hurt, and the Packers ultimately were a top 10 offseason last year. Now, mind you, they went from a 13-win, number 1 overall seed to a 8-win, missing the playoffs.
But number 9 on Billy's list.
That was a really bad offseason last year for the Green Bay Packers. This, to me, is another really bad offseason for the Packers. They might have needed a bad offseason, but this is a bad offseason. If your goal is to win, and your goal is to win in the following season that you're doing that follows the offseason we're talking about, downgrading from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, even if Jordan Love ends up being better than Aaron Rodgers ever was, it's still a downgrade in 2023 to go from Rodgers to Love, and I'm a Love believer.
Got to qualify that.
It's still a downgrade. Didn't add any meaningful offensive weapons. You didn't add any meaningful defensive playmakers. You added a safety late in free agency that you're hoping is going to hit. That will be a contributor. You added your draft class, in which you're hoping Lucas Van Ness turns into a defensive difference maker, in that the tight end position is shored up. But you ended up losing Bubby Tunyon. You ended up losing Smitty. You ended up losing Mercedes Lewis. You ended up losing Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb. Now, you could make the argument there's additions by subtraction, but they've got 34 rookies. 34 rookies on the roster right now for the Green Bay Packers. There's a lot of way to go. I cannot comprehend how he's as he fifth best, but again, I want to get away from Billy. He keeps pulling me back in. To me, the Packers had a bad offseason, but they needed a bad offseason because when you turn the page from Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have a bad offseason. And they decided it was time, and that's fine, but they didn't do a whole lot that makes me feel like, wow, they're really putting Jordan Love in a position to succeed.
Yeah, you can have a bad offseason, and then you can have a good season, which doesn't mean you win a ton of games. A good season here could be seeing growth and development of, I don't want to say 34 rookies because I doubt they're all on the roster as we move towards the season.
I can guarantee you they won't be.
Yeah, but you get my point, is the growth of the young core of Watson, Dobbs, Jalen Reed, Musgrave, like Kraft, all those guys with Jordan Love. If they show that progress, if they are good, that is good enough to be a good season where then they can build around them and work towards having a good offseason. But there's no way you can tell me that the Packers had a good offseason. Someone please tell me why the Packers had a good offseason.
Well, right now, the early results on the poll says 80% of the family members say that the Packers had a good offseason.
That's insane. That's insane.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Justin from Milwaukee. If in any offseason where you trade your Hall of Fame quarterback, it's objectively not good. That's just fans being homers. If fans think that, it's okay to be a Packers fan and sports fan, people.
It's good to have It's good to have a brain.
Tom in Milwaukee says, was a great offseason, got rid of a terrible contract. We're moving on from a 39-year-old quarterback and got a first and second pick. Jets can have their 2-year window. We just had a 30-year window and hit twice. I feel like that's such a negative there.
That's such a short-sighted view.
You have a 30-year window, and you got 2 Super Bowls. Chris in Middleton says, classic Strofe with his 2-day hangovers.
Yeah, he's at that age where he shouldn't have a 2-day hangover. Those come in like 4 more years for him.
Really?
No, they happen right now. They've always
to me,
happened.
there's a bell curve. Like I was not as good of a drinker as a person in my very early 20s as I was in my mid to late 20s, and I was probably better in my mid to late 20s into early 30s than I am now. To me, it's about lifestyle more than it is probably about
That's true.
anything else.
Yeah, I don't like when we were in Madison. Let's be honest. You and I sucked down a lot more ultras than we did living in Milwaukee.
I think that's a fair assessment. Dan and Sheboygan. Dan, do you think the Packers have had a good offseason? Welcome to Scalzo and Brust. We're presented by Michelob Ultra.
What do you think, Dan?
Considering the situation, I think they've had a pretty good offseason. But the bigger picture is they never should have been in this situation to begin with, because this all goes back to trading up to get Jordan Love in the first round of 2020, so you get the extra fifth option, and then they don't give them the fifth option. The whole reason why you trade up into the first round is to get that fifth option. They would exercise that. They acted way too early at Jordan Love. It's not about Jordan Love. It's about the messages sent to Aaron Rodgers, the way they treated Devontae Adams, and then MVS. He left along the way. It's about the whole message and stuff. This last year, considering the mess they're in, I think they've done okay. They're trying to obviously rebuild, create cap room for next year, and be good at 2025. They're sacrificing 2 seasons, and hopefully they get enough confidence to go along the way. They're young. They're trying to do it the right way, but they never should have been in this situation. It's really a shame that they drafted Jordan Love too soon and just wasted the prime of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and a lot of prime opportunity. They sent the message to the rest of the league. There's a reason why nobody wanted to come to Green Bay here, because everybody had a sneaking feeling, does Rodgers really want to be here? And it's really sad that they put themselves in this situation.
Thank you, Dan. In Sheboygan, appreciate it. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776.
I got to come clean. I was thrown off there. I had somebody call in who just did a quick impression of Dan to me and then hung up and darted off the phone. It threw me all off.
That's weak. Call back and do it on the air. Dan in Sheboygan is a valuable member of the Scalzo and Brust family. We love you, Dan. Thank you for the call and your contributions to the show. Yeah, you could always rewrite history. I think it's like, to me, the fifth-year option stuff, the extension stuff, all that is just goes away depending on if Love is good or not. If Love is really good, he's going to get his money. If Love isn't good, then it doesn't really matter.
You got 13-5 guaranteed.
Yeah. 800-990-3776. If the Packers had a good offseason, again, 800-990-3776. Got to give a shout out to my friends at American Family Insurance, amfam.com to find your local American Family Insurance agent. I can hear you when you do that.
I've been whispering. That
was not a whisper whatsoever.
It wasn't a whisper.
And you're mocking Dan off the air the same way you just chastised somebody for doing it off the air.
Fifth-year option.
Yeah, he can take it. Dan's a key member of the family.
He is. I think he might have sparked my Fickle rant, to be honest.
Really?
Yes.
Not the Fickle rant, but the original.
Oh, excuse me, like the Badger.
You mean the Illinois rant?
You mean the one that got the coach fired?
No. I have nothing to do with that.
I'll continue to tell the people about American Family Insurance, amfam.com. As a first-time homeowner, I could not be more thankful that I worked with AmFam, not only from the digital home quoting tool that helped me build my own policy, gave me the confidence and control to select the insurance that made the most sense for me and my specific needs, but as I was going through that, I knew that I had somebody to ask questions to. I was able to email questions to my local agent, somebody I had a relationship with, somebody I knew, somebody I trusted. That entire team had my back from the start of getting my policy together all the way through submitting a claim, because when you're a homeowner, something inevitably is going to go wrong. And they were there for me every step of the way. It was such a pleasant experience, which is shocking because I've heard nothing but horror stories. But I had to call a nameless, faceless 800 number. I didn't have to sit on hold. No, I got to talk and work with my agent and her team. amfam.com to find your local American Family Insurance agent. And remember, when you protect both your home and auto with American Family, you can save up to 28%. Has it been a good offseason for the Packers? 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. We'll talk with you, the Scalzo and Brust family, next. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
If he does get traded.
I really do wonder. No, I'm just.
What? It's a pregnant pause. It's very pregnant.
Holy smokes.
Guys.
That was 9 months.
I looked over to make sure he was still breathing.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Thank you for the call.
Southbound on 41, slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, a little heavy from 25th Street through the stadium, back on the brakes out of the Zoo interchange, crossing across the county line. And then eastbound 94, we had some police activity happening right around Calhoun that is basically taken care of, but the delays are stretching all the way back to Highway 164. So give yourself tons of extra time to get through that. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82 at the lake, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Welcome to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'd like 9 windows, please. I'm hoping that's my home.
Have it your way.
Excuse me? We're talking about windows, right?
Yes. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee.
So you're like my personal barista for windows and doors.
Exactly. And if you customize your order by August 31st, you can bundle and save big.
Good deal.
Get started today at PellaWI.com.
Football guy.
I don't care how irritated you are that Jesse did that. The fact that it led to your imitation of me is more than sufficient payoff.
Football guy.
It's you.
Coming at it from different views.
Girls! I didn't know that I did that, but I guess I do.
Go to the grocery store. We'll stop at Fleet Farm.
Wilde and Tausch. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
The NFL schedule is out and Ticket King is here to get you tickets to the green and gold game of your choice. As Wisconsin's largest and most trusted ticket broker, Ticket King has access to all the big games and concerts. Ticket King is your one-stop shop for great seats to any event. You're paying the lowest prices when you order tickets from theticketking.com. Purchase game tickets to witness the start of a new era in Green Bay this fall. Theticketking.com. It's not sold out until the King is sold out. Theticketking.com.
Hey, this is Bo stepping in for Ridgetop Larry, here to tell you about Ridgetop Exterior's most affordable payment options, including no interest and low interest financing. For your free estimate, visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
A dominant performance by one side.
Jokic on the drive, got deep and scored for the lead. Another 30.
And saving face from a near collapse on the other.
Butler gets it back and slams it. And the lead is 17. Timeout Boston.
The NBA Finals are set. It's Game 1 between the Nuggets and Heat in Denver. Coverage starts at 6:30 Thursday night, right here on Milwaukee's radio home for the NBA Finals, 94.5 ESPN. The NBA on ESPN Milwaukee is sponsored by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
A Grateful Dead Thursday here on Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strofe, you, the Scalzo Russ family, calling, texting 800-990-3776, again 800-990-ESPN. Billy Barnwell of ESPN.com has the Packers with the 5th best offseason in the NFL for getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, getting what he terms as a haul in return. Yeah, I mean, that's surprising to me.
Can I take out Bill one last time?
Sure.
You know how analysts and sometimes like Louis Riddick, like some of these guys, like they get opportunities to become head coaches, or like Bill Barnwell with this article has lost himself any opportunity of becoming a general manager. It's that bad.
I don't think he was ever in the mix on that,
Just
but yeah,
wanted to
that's
be
fair.
clear.
That is fair. And we don't really care exactly what Bill Barnwell says. Josh is working on him. We'll try to get him on the show here. But what we want to know is what you think. What does the Scalzo and Brust family think? Was this a good offseason for the Green Bay Packers? You end up losing a number of veterans across the board, particularly on offense. When you look at the tight end position, the wide receiver position, they were weak as it already was, replaced with some rookie talent, and ultimately, this Packers team did very little in free agency. Brought in Owens as the safety. Not much beyond that. It's really been through the draft and addition by subtraction, if that's what you believe in. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Has been a good offseason.
What also is interesting to me is to put this as a good offseason when you look at the positions, right? The positions they invested in wide receiver and tight end. Dobbs and Watson into year 2. Obviously, Jalen Reed, Tucker Kraft from the tight end position, Lucas Musgrave, who it's T-shirt and shorts time, Greg. He's looking good, Musgrave. Everyone's raving about the T-shirt and shorts.
I like Musgrave. I was a fan of Musgrave.
I'm just saying we're getting really excited about T-shirts and shorts.
He's the T-shirts and short guy.
Strong,
like him,
fast.
Van Ness both are. Like, they look the part. They're athletic, and
they're going to catch your eye on video in T-shirts and shorts, and I totally get that. But if Jordan Love doesn't show that he's the quarterback, everyone immediately goes to, all right, well, the Packers are going to have a bad season. They'll be able to use their pick that's higher in the draft, plus hopefully the Jets pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps, and draft a quarterback. And so say you do that. Then you're on a new process of getting a new quarterback up to speed with a bunch of young guys again. Like, to me, it's so backwards that in 2019, 2020, that's when the Packers weren't drafting wide receivers in the higher part, or even, like, I mean, I know they took a shot at Jay Sternberger, Josiah DeGuara, but that was third round. Like, you can tell even with Musgrave, right? He's got those, like, the physique. He looks the part, fits the part. Whereas, like, if they did that when Rodgers was going to be there for the next 2 to 3 years, you could maybe convince him to be around a little bit more and develop them more versus way late on where it's like, all right, now Rodgers is gone. You're doing this for Love. The timing of it's messed up. The wide receivers could have been in position to thrive in year 3 like they have with Rodgers in the past in 19 and 20 when you draft them. Now you're starting to draft all these guys when you don't know what you have in quarterback. It's just kind of an odd philosophy from that standpoint.
Yeah, I think team building in general, and it's tough when your primary focus is singularly through the draft, right? I shouldn't say your primary focus. When you build your team through the draft with very minimal free agent and zero trade activity, you're not as proactive in team building, right? Because I could see it in the 22 draft, right? They took a bunch of wide receivers. In the 21 draft, you really didn't. So that could be because the right guys didn't fall to them. They didn't have high grades on the guys there, like, which makes sense. But then you have to find other avenues to bring in wide receivers who are going to be in their prime during that time. And that's something that Goody in this front office has been very reticent to do.
And when you lost Devontae, look what you rolled out last year, and that's where they think.
Well, not only losing Devontae, I think also putting all of your eggs in the Amari Rodgers basket. Like, this Packers front office is bad at giving up on guys that they know aren't going to work out. And Amari Rodgers is case number one. He's example number one where he's supposed to be the guy that filled that Randall Cobb slot role.
And it's because they don't invest in much in free agency that they probably have a hard time letting go of guys that they believe or want to fill that void.
Yeah, and I think it also has to do with some of the disconnection between coach and GM. So yeah, I think overall, the team here is going to be so dependent on where Dobbs And
there is a TikTok dance going on right now outside our studio.
You should go out and be in it.
I don't think
jump in there.
If they just stopped. If they go out and do it again, I'm going to ask to join.
Go out there and ask them to join right now.
Okay.
Figure out what the TikTok is. We'll share it on Scalzo and Brust.
Do you think is Ben going to get bullied?
Ben's not going to get bullied. Why do you think he's going to get bullied? Benny's going to go out there. Josh will try to move the camera if he can in order to try to catch it. And there are two. I can't totally see. Three. There are three young women out there in the 3rd Street Market Hall outside of the Gruber offices. One called That's All Studios doing TikTok dances, in which I believe they put, Bailey's laughing at me because I sound old and out of touch right now, where they put their phone up and are doing dances in general. Ben is right now demonstratively asking to be a part of the TikTok dance here. And let's see if it works or not. He's pointing at me. Hi, we're waving at them. All right, he's going to do it. He's in. We'll see if Josh can capture any of it.
It is currently on the stream, Ben, with all the people doing TikToks.
Based on Ben's effort yesterday on the Chris Collinsworth slide, which was on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust, I don't know if he's cut out to be like, hey, I'm going to do some social dancing. I'm going to do the trend dancing.
No, not at all. I think he's going to give it his best right now. The fact I'm surprised they're not bullying him and just telling him to take a hike. Are they trying to make him do a solo video?
I hope so.
I'd pay money for. Oh wait, this is it.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He looks so awkward right now and uncomfortable.
It's. To explain it for the radio listeners, it appears as if he's doing the chicken dance. That's the best way to describe what's happening.
It almost looked like, what was that song recently? Like the two-step? You know what I mean? Like it's like is that it? And it's kind of like a country twang song?
Oh, I don't know about that.
No?
Greg, you're doing a terrible job of explaining what this kind of song. Ben's giving us a thumbs up from outside.
All right, well, we'll see what happened outside when Ben Brust comes back here into the studio. Scalzo and Brust is presented, I should say, by Michelob Ultra. There's a common misbelief that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue with your rigid routine, or you can try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. I don't understand how calories work, Josh. Fundamentally.
In terms of what?
In terms of I snack a lot and eat very unhealthy.
Uh-huh.
I eat a lot of candy.
Yep.
The amount of calories in like one small dark chocolate caramel that I eat is like 1.5 times a full Michelob Ultra. It's so much more. I'll have like 2 tiny Kit Kat bars, and it's like I had 320 calories.
Yeah,
it makes no sense to me.
I mean, there's foods that are considered calorie dense and calorie like insufficient. So sugar being one of those where you can pack a lot of calories into a small amount.
Bad deal for your guy. I'm going to go get Ben. He's locked out of the studios. Should I make him wait a little bit longer?
I think you can go get him.
1 or 0 next. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Spoiled rotten brat.
Well, I already made that point. You don't think you need to double down on it.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Traffic is brought to you by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through Sunday, June 4th for the HD Factory Outlet Summer Sale on discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes, merchandise, and select officially licensed products.
Well, it looks like things are slowing down quite a bit on southbound 43. Got a report of an accident right near the Marquette, so heads up with that. It's going to be kind of a slow ride as you're making your way through there, so give yourself that extra time if you can. Otherwise, we've got westbound 94 slowing out of the Marquette all the way out through the stadium interchange. Eastbound side also slowing down from 76th Street through the stadium, and 4394 southbound slowing down from the Marquette all the way down past Lincoln Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear with a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82 at the lake, 90 inland. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com. WildRockGolf.com.
Kessler's is famous
nationwide for diamond engagement rings.
But what most people don't know
is that Kessler's is equally amazing at wedding bands.
Engagement rings come in thousands of styles.
But not all engagement rings come with a matching wedding band.
No problem.
No problem. No problem.
You heard the part about equally amazing wedding bands, right?
That's real. We are amazing at wedding bands. We have a wedding band that is going to look fantastic. Fantabulous. Incomprehensibly good. With your engagement ring.
It's going to look really good.
Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
You need to work with us. Yeah, Ricky. Work with us.
Seriously, you're going to be extremely happy with what you find at Kessler's. Our sales associates are good at helping you find the perfect wedding band.
Much better, Ricky.
I prefer Rick.
Yeah, Ricky. Much better. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And you know, there's more to being a local Wisconsin bank than perfectly pronouncing Oconomowoc or Waukesha. Or is it Waukesha? But rest assured, at Great Midwest Bank, we understand the local community and economy because we're a part of it. At GMB, we provide customized lending products that others just can't offer. Experience a hometown banking difference. Head to greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Football guy.
I don't care how irritated you are that Jesse did that. The fact that it led to your imitation of me is more than sufficient payoff.
Football guy.
It's you.
Coming at it from different views.
Girls! I didn't know that I did that, but I guess I do.
Go to the grocery store. We'll stop at Fleet Farm.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Drive safely, Wisconsin. Highway workers are out on the road. They do it to better serve you. And just like you, they want to get home safely at the end of a hard day's work. When driving, all of us have a chance to set the right example. Be patient. Put down the phone. Never text and drive. Slow down and move over if possible to give workers a little extra room. Work zone safety. It's everyone's responsibility.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
On a Grateful Dead Thursday, presented by Michelob Ultra. Has it been a good offseason for the Packers? On Twitter, at Scalzo and Brust. That is where you can vote.
You just feeling the tunes for a
listen
sec?
to the music for a minute. You know, it's nice to get on a nice Thursday afternoon. A lot of sun. Benny, you been watering the grass?
I was thinking
Is
you
it
need to
getting
do
pretty
that.
dry?
I was
Not a lot of rain
at the
recently?
Princeton Club this morning, and my trainer lives out in Waukesha, and I found out there were storms in that area.
Oh.
So they don't have to worry about the watering of the grass, and I got to worry about the watering of the grass. It's starting to get a little brown. Not brown. You know what I mean. Starting to worry.
Josh, let's do some Owner's Heroes. It's like Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old
This
Virgin.
is the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0.
He is Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. We're your contestants for 1 or 0. Josh DiMaggio is your host. He asks us a question. We say 1 for yes, 0 for no. There is no gray area. Joshy, take it away.
Some Taylor Swift fans have decided to wear adult diapers to her concert so they don't have to leave their seats to use the bathroom and risk missing any of the concert songs. 1 or 0. You would wear a diaper not to miss a song for your favorite artist.
0. I wouldn't wear a diaper not like that. To me, there's nothing so valuable to me that I couldn't excuse yourself? That soiling it's myself is like I can't even imagine doing that for anything.
Yeah, like I'm totally cool with like it in the right situation, but this isn't it.
What situation are you cool with it?
I don't know. Like there's been times where I've been driving home and I'm not gonna make it, and I'm prepared to just like poop my pants.
Wait, you're talking number 2?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would do.
I was talking about number 1. Like I wouldn't even. Number 2 doesn't even like. That's it's not even in the conversation. I was saying number 1. Like I wouldn't even wet myself.
But like you may not get. I'm not saying I would do this at a Taylor Swift concert. I haven't figured out what I would do it for. But if there was something that I couldn't miss.
What though? Couldn't you miss?
Haven't figured it out yet. But I'm just not ruling out the idea of wearing a diaper if I couldn't miss something.
Okay.
Weird spot to draw the line of like, I'll poop my pants for something. I don't know what it is, though.
You just said you would poop your pants as to not have to stop while you were driving home.
Well, that's because of tummy issues.
I know, but my point is like you could just stop at a gas station or a convenience store or a quick serve restaurant or anywhere.
I made it. I've not fully pooped my pants.
But why is your first instinct when
maybe I've had some fart issues?
How is it even though like the first thought is like, you know what? I might just have to do this as opposed to like, let me get off this exit.
Yeah, that I don't have an answer to other than like it probably was, you're right. I got a messed up brain.
Because even the time it would take you to like clean and like get new pants and all the things you'd have to
pants out.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, I want to save a few minutes and get home. But then at some point you have to go out and buy new pants.
I always make it home though.
The car cleaning?
All of it.
Why would it get in the car?
I don't even want to.
We don't have to do that. Fox 26 in Houston ran a story about how some men use maxi pads to deal with what they call gooch grease. 1 or 0. Gooch grease is a real problem.
It's a massive problem. 1.
What?
Yes, absolutely.
These are vile today, Josh.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Josh?
You don't get it, hey, Mr. Poopy Pants. Keep it to yourself.
No, I mean, look. This is another me issue. I don't wear underwear, so like that gooch area, if it gets a little hot, it might lead to some swamp butt.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but like that's what baby powder's for. You don't need a maxi pad. I also don't think it's grease. It's just like in a hot summer day, if I'm walking around, like Gold Bond or baby powder. Yeah,
is that normal?
Yeah, it's pretty common.
I gotta add that to the
Why do you think there's Gold Bond and baby powder in every men's locker room in America?
I've never known.
At the country club, at the Princeton club, I'm sure all of them.
Does Aquaphor mix well with baby powder?
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
No, good to know.
Maybe that's why you got so much grease going on down there.
I need to invest in some baby powder and some Gold Bond.
No, but I'm saying maybe the Aquaphor that you rub
adds to it for sure.
I feel so gross right now. Josh, help me.
Last night, Aaron Rodgers shared pictures on Instagram with former Packer and current Jet Tim Boyle, along with tight end CJ Uzomah and the team's third-string quarterback as well, on Broadway at Wicked. 1 or 0. Musicals are overrated.
0. Musicals.
You didn't know who Lin-Manuel Miranda was.
Doesn't mean that musicals can't be. Look, all I was going to say is my brother was in musicals growing up. And I idolized my brother. So, like, musicals have a good place in my life.
It's okay for you to say, I love my brother, and I loved watching him in musicals, but he introduced me to musicals when I was young. When's the last musical you went to?
I've looked at going to musicals.
When's the last one that you went to?
I would like to go to a musical.
You are in control of your own time and your own resources.
But why do I have to go to a musical? I like movies that are musicals.
You choose every weekend night that you play Call of Duty.
Musical 3,
the Call of Duty to you
The
is
Greatest
better.
Showman.
If you liked musicals, there are constantly musicals within driving distance to you.
I was going to go to Hairspray in Milwaukee here, and I missed that.
You've been in Madison and Milwaukee, Hamilton, Lion King, all the most popular musicals that are that are touring have been in your cities since as long as I've known you, and you haven't seen a musical. My guess is you actually have never seen a musical live since you saw your brother in one.
Hate how well you know me.
And you are saying you are a musical guy.
No, I'm just I can still say they're not overrated.
I'm saying they're not overrated, but that's also because I don't think they're rated very high. Like, I don't think that, like, people are like... here's the thing, Josh. You lived in New York City. Broadway is a thing. Outside of that, there's not a big musical culture very many places. It's a very niche culture in other cities.
I just think Hamilton created such a phenomenon in the cultural world that musicals like rose above what they were prior, and people pretend like they actually like going.
Well, I think like Ben thinks it like makes him like sound special that he likes musicals, like cultured a little bit.
You don't have to rip on everything that I try and use to make myself feel good.
Now I feel bad.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me
Tonight
that much.
is game 1 of the NBA Finals between the 8th seed Miami Heat and the West 1st seed Denver Nuggets. 1-0. You'd feel better about the Bucks loss to the Heat if they won the championship.
Are you setting me up here? I mean, like, this is an absolute zero. Like, absolute zero. They're playing with half their team, it feels like. And I know that's not true, but they're an 8 seed for a reason. And I know the Nuggets coach is saying all the right things. We can't treat them like an 8 seed. The Nuggets are 8.5-point favorites. Nothing's changed. The Heat are series underdogs again they're like plus 300 to win the series. I really hope they don't win just because they're an annoying story. They've crossed the annoying point for me.
Ben, you just asked me if I was setting you up, and you offered up to the audience that you've considered pooping your pants and wearing diapers.
I think you set me up with that one too.
0. I wouldn't feel better about the Bucks loss to the Heat if they won the championship.
They have Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday.
Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it just doesn't. Like, if you want to win the championship, you have to pretty much be able to beat every team, and they weren't able to beat the team. So who cares if there's one team better than you, 5 teams better than you, 12 teams better than you?
If we hear like, oh, the Brewers lost to this team and then they won the title, like, I hate that.
Breaking news sounder.
Oh, baby!
Now this is some
I saw your
breaking
text
news.
message out. That's why I don't like this.
From the desk of the hall monitor, Jesse Nelson. Jesse Nelson and his wonderful wife, Becca, who had a romantic engagement outside of the Lincoln Monument. Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. See me pause on that?
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Nelson says, we have season tickets at the Overture Center. Ben is welcome to join us in the private donor lounge anytime. You just got bodied by a real musical fan.
No.
You've always put yourself on the same
Musicals
level.
are overrated. Never seeing a musical again if it means that doofus is a private donor. I am not associating myself with him.
We do support and love all the fine people at the Overture
Yes,
Center.
we do. Just not Jesse Nelson.
Did you hear that Jesse Nelson's wife took like a 3-week vacation from him?
Wait, what?
Get him on the show. Get her on the show.
She did. She went on a road trip with 2 of her friends and has been gone for like 3 weeks.
How many Palermo's pizzas did he make?
I don't know, but if I've ever heard of a Jesse Nelson vacation, that's it right there.
Well, no.
How would you feel?
You mean a vacation away from Jesse Nelson?
Right.
The Jesse Nelson vacation is just not showing up to work.
How would you feel if your significant other just left for 3 weeks with limited contact and was just like, yep, see ya?
Especially in the newlywed phase.
Would she take the kid? Ben, tell us about Water Joe.
It's delicious. It is delicious because I like clean, fresh water with the caffeine that gives me the boost. There's no off taste with the caffeine is the best part. I mean, I got my water bottle, pour some Water Joe in there. You can mix it with everything. I put some ice in there, and it's just like drinking water out of your water bottle, or you can just drink it out of the bottle from Water Joe. Great label, great bottle, 85 milligrams of caffeine. You can get it at your local retailer. But I got that good energy. I know you feel it, Greg. I know you felt it. It's that Water Joe energy that I got going from today. It's been awesome to have Water Joe a part of my life because it gets me going every single day. Pick up Water Joe at your local retailer.
Ben has been feeling himself today to the point where I actually saw him fall to the ground in laughter at one point.
Yeah, it was a little over the top, but also not really.
Scalzo and Brust continues next, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Established you as the roast beef guy, as your go-to.
Hey, do you want a turkey or ham? I want a roast beef.
I'm a turkey guy now.
Josh,
can't be a roast beef
Josh,
guy.
I got a chance
People
to
called
look
me
at
Strofe beef for a year because of you guys. Strofe beef.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
The NFL schedule is out, and Ticket King is here to get you tickets to the green and gold game of your choice. As Wisconsin's largest and most trusted ticket broker, Ticket King has access to all the big games and concerts. Ticket King is your one-stop shop for great seats to any event. You're paying the lowest prices when you order tickets from theticketking.com. Purchase game tickets to witness the start of a new era in Green Bay this fall. Theticketking.com. It's not sold out until the King is sold out. Theticketking.com.
Even when you think you know what's going on,
Just out of curiosity, where do you think Joel Embiid is from?
you can never be too sure.
Based on how he dresses. Yeah. You're trying to place Cameroon on the United States map right now, and you're going to have a real tough time.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
Cameroon Indoor Stadium in North Carolina.
Believe me, that did cross my mind.
Okay.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. Today for Ben's Beer Fridge, we're checking in with the 21st Amendment crew and their Hell or High Watermelon. Let's check in with V. Failing, who has the lowdown on why this should be top of mind all summer long.
God, what isn't great about Hell or High Watermelon, it is refreshing, a perfect summer beer, and dare I say, crushable. It is what we like to clock in it as summer in a can. We pride ourselves on using fresh fruit in our beers, and you could taste the difference. So with Hell or High Watermelon, you know that you're getting crisp, refreshing, real watermelons. It clocks in at 4.9% ABV, so it's one of those ones that's a perfect day drinker, if you will.
Thanks again to V from 21st Amendment Brewing for joining me. And remember, whether you're out on a boat or just hanging on the patio, the fridge is always stocked.
The freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 6 to 10.75 ounce Doritos, 8 ounce Munchies, or 6.25 to 7 ounce Sun Chips. Frito-Lay, Doritos, Tortilla Chips, Munchies, or Sun Chips, 2 for $7. 8 to 13.5 ounce package Hostess multi-pack snack cakes, 2 for $6. 40 to 100 count package Vanity Fair napkins, 2 for $5. 16 ounce ice cream or 10.6 to 18 ounce bars or pops, Halo Top ice cream, fruit, Kato, fudge bars, or pops, 2 for $8.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take the mound at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Today, more than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's, and more than 11 million family members and friends serve as their caregivers. While researchers are working tirelessly to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia, the number of people living with Alzheimer's is expected to more than double by 2050. The toll of the disease is monumental, and its devastation affects family, friends, and especially caregivers. No one should face Alzheimer's and dementia by themselves. If you or someone you know is struggling to provide care to a loved one, Please share this message. You are not alone. Free help and resources are available 24/7. To talk with an expert and obtain disease-related information, care and support services, call 800-272-3900 or visit the Alzheimer's Association website at alz.org. You are not alone.
It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Grateful Dead Thursday on Scalzo and Brust. Cam from the Heights chimes in and says ASS, ass sweating syndrome.
I think it's normal.
Ben Brust expressed that he's got it pretty bad in terms of sweatiness down in that nether regions.
Not very sweaty as a person, just one area.
I believe you termed it, or somebody had termed it, gooch grease. Just makes me uncomfortable to say. Well, we're joined now by Casey and Waukesha. Welcome to Scalzo and Brust. We're presented by Michelob Ultra. Casey, you're a pharmacist, I hear, and you want to talk to Benny about some of the issues he's been dealing with.
Got a prescription?
Yeah, Benny, if you got some gooch grease, swampa, whatever you want to call it going on, and you're putting Aquaphor on, Aquaphor is an ointment which is going to hold moisture in, which means you're just doing double the damage down there, buddy. You got to put that baby powder on.
Well, here, can I ask you this serious question? So I have to put the Aquaphor on because I have a sensitive area there, and so like
your
anus hole. And so I'll put some Aquaphor on there to make it feel better. Then can I put baby powder around there to make it also not sweat?
Yeah, do the Aquaphor around there, and then put baby powder around the rest.
Sounds great.
Localize the Aquaphor.
Localize the Aquaphor.
So,
Casey, is Ben the oldest patient that you've heard that says that he uses Aquaphor in that area?
No, it is very common.
Okay.
And you are not alone with tummy issues.
Yeah, I think I'm a little too liberal with the Aquaphor, though.
Casey, do you think his Aquaphor is causing his situation to be worse than, say, the average person's?
Well, if he's putting too much on it, it could be. Maybe he just goes with a little, dab versus half a bottle. I don't know how much he's throwing on there.
Casey, do you think that his proclivity...
Why do you guys have so many damn follow-ups for Casey?
Do you think his proclivity of using wipes, really, he exclusively uses wipes in order to wipe?
Very clean.
No toilet paper, but just wipes. Do you think that's contributing to some of the issues he's having around that area that is causing him to utilize Aquaphor?
Shouldn't be, as long as there's no alcohol in the wipes.
No.
So just double check that. There shouldn't be if they're classic. If they're baby wipes, but you should be good there.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Casey. Appreciate all your help.
The official and unofficial pharmacist of the Scalzo and Brust family.
If he wants to be, I don't know.
Call him the anus guy,
the gooch grease guy.
Localize
the official anus guy.
Localizing the Aquaphor is an all-time line.
I felt like I was in class. Like he was like telling me how to put something around my butt.
I don't even know if I'm prepared to go to Jonathan Brust right now.
Is he on the line?
He's on the line. This feels like it's a little too much, but I guess we could bring in, as J Love in the 414 says, I feel sorry for Sphincter Boy's girlfriend. This is your Sphincter Boy here, I believe.
That's me.
We welcome in a man who was 8 years older than a young Ben Brust, right?
9
years older than a young Ben Brust, and watched him develop a lot of these issues from making his babysitter put Aquaphor inside of his butt until he was in middle school, all the way through some of the oddities that we discussed today. Jonathan Brust, how did this all happen to Benny?
That was the worst, sitting on the phone listening to the pharmacist talk about my brother's anus.
You talk about having sex with your wife on the air. Like, don't.
How are we doing with that,
you
JB?
want me to? Why are you sending me text asking me to talk about how my wife's breast milk tastes?
Yo, you guys might need to take this to a different. Like, this might be family therapy.
Okay.
That needs to happen.
This is why I thought I could like he could ease into it, but in the Brust way, we just dive right on in. Josh Hart,
we're
the New
going
York
straight there,
Knicks,
baby.
tweeted about. He was asking, "Have you all ever tasted your significant other's breast milk?" Asking for a friend. That went viral, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I know someone who has.
Yeah, 100%. Why wouldn't I?
Why?
I mean, my wife said, "Why not?" Greg, you've never done a deed with your wife when your child was an infant, and you get a little aroused, and you want to go to the honeymakers. You want to go there, and then all of a sudden you're like, you might squeeze a little too hard, and something squirts out. You're like, all right, I kind of got to give it a little taste. It's a little warm, sweet. It's pretty nice, but a couple times, that's enough.
Is that the only time you've tasted it? Because I have a feeling that you've got more than you're giving us right now.
No, that's it. I've only done it a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times.
And you've only done it while doing the deed.
Yes.
You freak.
Yeah, no. Hey, honey, I'm hungry. Can you milk me? No, my name's not Gaylord Fokker.
I mean, Jonathan. Hey, we're getting it in. Let me make sure that I taste some of your honey. Is also a little bit out there.
Dude, a couple of times. That's it. But it's sweet.
Hey man, no, look.
I don't like.
I
the
feel like
warm
you're
factor.
defensive now. Like we are. Like you like what you like. Like this is great. I'm sure there's a whole world for this.
So why don't you try it next time you get,
Thank you for the call. We are an anti-kink shaming show.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Why are you uncomfortable, Josh?
Oh, Greg, that was so.
That's Jonathan.
Everything that happened there was out of control. All the words he used, I hated him. I hate the way he said it. I don't like it at all.
You're such a big baby.
I'm sweaty.
Oh, that is something else right there. Matty Mouse.
The rookies are looking good.
Yes, the rookies are looking good. We will hear what Matt LaFleur had to say. He had an interesting comment. He made the Packers local folks crack up with something that he said yesterday after practice. We'll listen to what Matt LaFleur had to say next. Back in 2 minutes, it's Scalzo and Brust, still recovering from, I think, what just happened, presented by Michelob Ultra. Localized.
Traffic is brought to you by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through Sunday, June 4th for the HD Factory Outlet Summer Sale on discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes, merchandise, and select officially licensed products.
Thank you for the call.
Delays all over the place, as you can imagine. We got southbound 43 hitting the brakes. It's 20 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into the downtown area. Stays heavy over the high-rise bridge. Downtown to Layton Avenue will be another 13 minutes. That is an extra 6. Other than that, we've got southbound 894 slowing down from Greenfield Avenue down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. We also have northbound on the Rock Freeway slowing down from before Highway 100 into the Hale interchange. Looks like there was an incident on the left shoulder right on that ramp from Highway 100 into the Hale. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Baseball season is here. Your hometown pizza, Palermo's Pizza, has teamed up with the Milwaukee Milkmen to offer lucky fans a one-of-a-kind baseball experience. Palermo's at the plate. Win tickets to a Milwaukee Milkmen game, a game-time on-field experience, free Palermo's pizza, and more. Visit MilwaukeeMilkmen.com/Palermo's to enter for your chance to win. Enter today to join Palermo's at the plate with your Milwaukee Milkmen at MilwaukeeMilkmen.com/Palermo's.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
It's a party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust. Woo! Presented by Michelob Ultra.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
Start out this hour by saying what happened the last 20 minutes was Josh's fault because he put on
1,000%
1 or 0 about a Houston story about gooch grease.
He took us down. We were having a very football-centric conversation about the validity of the Packers offseason.
My brother's calling in.
And Josh DiMaggio starts 1 or 0 with a question about adult diapers and gooch guards or whatever it was.
Unbelievable,
Gooch
Josh.
Gooch crease. Ben's right, actually.
This is not on me. At no point did I expect Ben to offer up that he has considered soiling diapers before.
I did offer that up.
I didn't
ask the question.
The official, unofficial pharmacist of the Scalzo and Brust family, who texted him that he had to take care of a crying kid, but he wants to be part of the family as the official and unofficial pharmacist. Gave Ben maybe some of the more important advice you're going to get before the summer starts.
Baby powder.
Localize the Aquaphor. You say that you just slab that stuff on all over the place back there.
I can't believe Greg's still here. I'm the one that's actually ready to move on.
I am. I'm just trying to get you to close the loop on it.
Yes, I will be localizing the Aquaphor.
Well, Matt LaFleur after practice yesterday, as we get back on track with the Packers, you can vote for whether or not the Packers have had a good offseason on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. LaFleur told a little joke at practice yesterday. Here's what he had to say at Lambeau Field.
So you end on the spike because you need a field goal, because it's raining. Why do you end on a spike?
Because we only kick field goals at the end of games. So it was the end of half of a 2-minute. So and 8 seconds left. I mean, if we were in that situation, you might take a shot at the end zone, but certainly, again, you're kind of putting the guys at a little bit more at risk in those, especially when you're throwing a ball up. So I just rather shut it down right there and kick the field goal and move on.
The question that Wildy had asked, you couldn't hear very well there, was basically why they ended practice early. And in case you don't understand the joke, as it seemed many in the room did not, because there wasn't a uproarious laughter the way there normally is for a LaFleur joke. A guffaw. You're not a guffaw guy. If I'm not a bollocks guy, you're not a guffaw guy.
But
get out of here.
Descriptive word.
Are we in a semantics?
So is bollocks.
No, it's not.
Neither of them are semantics. The joke is about him kicking a field goal
in 2020.
In 2020 in the NFC Championship game against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Am I turning into a curmudgeon?
Yes.
You didn't even give me a chance to explain why.
Well, I mean, if you're asking the question, I feel like you already know the answer.
Yeah, I do know the answer. Like, Matt LaFleur has been unimpressive anytime he's been behind the microphone. He's just not good at owning the press conference. And everyone's got strengths. But one thing is, I mean, even last year, the way he handled the London situation, it's always something with Matt LaFleur. If he has won an NFC Championship game, make that joke all you freaking want. It's not freaking funny, dude. That was your best chance to win a Super Bowl, and you made a horrible decision to kick a field goal down 7 late in the fourth quarter on 4th down, and you think it's funny? Like, I don't think that's funny. Like, I understand, like, trying to, like, be lighthearted, but you're heading into a season with a lot of unknowns. You have a lot to prove, and you're going to make fun of an opportunity that you had as a second-year head coach to go to the Super Bowl in which you kicked down 7 against the Buccaneers at home? Not like, I just don't, like, I just continue to hate his vibe. Matty Mouse LaFleur is not impressive, and I really hope he shows that he's creative with Jordan Love and the young guys in this offense, because he's not impressed me with how he puts together an offense. He's not impressed me behind the microphone at a press conference. The only thing he's impressed me with is his ability to be handsome. That's about it.
800-990-3776. Tony and DeForest asked, why are vibes of the Packers so low? I do want to ask, because yesterday we talked a lot about Goody. Today you're talking about LaFleur. You don't think highly of either of them. Which one do you think more highly of? Like, if you had to keep one as the Packers, would you keep LaFleur? Like, if there was
that's a good question.
The done Aaron Rodgers style ultimatum of you have to fire one, LaFleur or Goody, who are you firing?
Oh, man. That's a really good question. I think I'm getting rid of LaFleur, because at least Goot had enough stones not to move on from Aaron Rodgers, but to, like, not give in to all of his demands, right? Like they had a back and forth. Aaron Rodgers mocked him, but he hasn't changed. And actually seeing this past offseason, some of Goot's comments, like, I kind of like that he didn't take the high road. You know what I mean? In a weird way, it would have been right for the franchise to be like, we wish Aaron the best, but he continued to double down on Aaron Rodgers' communication, called out the FaceTime nonsense. Like, Goot has not backed down. And I like a guy with some fight in him. I didn't think Goot had that side to him. I thought he was just a nerd who likes scouting and like drafting players, but to see he had a little gumption and stood by his thoughts and opinions towards Aaron Rodgers this offseason. Whether I think the franchise as a whole handled the situation good, probably not, but Goot did not back down from Rodgers.
I don't know if I dislike the LaFleur comment as much as you dislike it. I think it's kind of a throwaway. I'm more shocked at the lack of laughter there and like the desire to like go for the laugh. Like, let me hear it again, Joshy. If you can find that spot where he delivers the joke and he gives the pause for the laugh track, like he's like waiting on it. Like, it needs the Ben Brust laugh track almost, where he sets it up.
Yeah. Oh, you can just play the clip. I think it's right in the beginning.
That's after the Wildy question.
It's a computer issue. We're good.
So it was the end of half of it, because we only kick field goals at the end of games. So we only kick field goals at the end of games.
It was pretty weak.
Because we only kick field goals at the end of games. So
I mean,
2 chuckles.
That to me is more concerning than anything else about Matt LaFleur. Like, if you
He's lost the media.
If you can't command that room and get them to laugh at your joke, maybe it's too inside. Maybe people were ready for it. But I am just fascinated by the dynamic of him going for a joke right there. Yeah, I mean, look, you lost. It sucks. I don't think it's like the worst for him to try to make a joke on it. But I do.
Why? You're like, I just don't get it.
I think that's his personality. And that's what I was going to say. I do worry, like, he just doesn't.
Is LaFleur a joke guy?
No.
I don't know what kind of guy LaFleur is. LaFleur is just like, he's like a nice guy.
Oh, no.
He's a nice guy, right?
That's horrible. That's the worst thing you could say about a head coach in football.
Am I wrong?
That's hitting some people who've been turned down from dates pretty close with the you're a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy.
No, your tone.
That's the vibe that he gives me.
And you're reacting to his tone. And, like, I agree. I'm just like, oh, Matt, like, you look like a really nice guy. You don't look like you can command a football team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sean McVay does. Bill Belichick does. Even though he's crazy, Dan Campbell does.
Do you think Matt LaFleur is going to attempt a little rebrand here with Jordan Love and all these young players? Like,
can he?
I was going to say, you can't change who you are.
The thing is, Aaron Rodgers clearly ran everything with that team last year from the head coaching standpoint. Like, he kind of dictated to Matt LaFleur how things were going to go. Can he do that with the Jordan Love? They have so many young people. Like, a rebranding wouldn't be a bad idea.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. I think all you need to know is that Aaron Rodgers was able to walk over him. And
but who's going to walk over him now?
It's not that anyone's going to walk over him. Just seeing Aaron Rodgers walk over him shows you all you need to know. He's too nice and never commanded anything.
I don't think he's a rebrand guy either.
Josh, I appreciate your effort.
Like, he's a football guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's
not a football.
Is he a football guy?
All right, not a football guy in the way you're thinking him.
Nerd.
He's a football nerd, but he's obsessive about football. Like, I think he doesn't think about his image in the same way. I don't think he thinks about the image or the leadership or the the messages he's sending. I think he thinks about football, and then, like, the media is like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm a nice guy. I don't know if he's image conscious. I don't think a lot of football coaches are image conscious. There's a few.
Mostly because their identity shows when they speak. And I don't know what Matt LaFleur's identity is because for the last 4 years it's been Aaron Rodgers.
Bernie and Madison asks, what is the Packers' realistic floor ceiling for the upcoming season?
Ceiling, absolute ceiling, 10 wins. Floor, 4 wins.
I think the floor is probably 5 wins. I don't think they're 4 wins is. That would be damning. I think unless. Fingers crossed for some Packers fans out there. I still believe in Jordan Love, but if things go off the rails or Love gets hurt, then this team is poised with Sean Clifford stepping in to be a 4-win team. Yeah, I think 10 wins in a playoff berth, a division win, I think is the ceiling. Like, it's a bad division.
Oh, no arguments here. We're seeing with the Brewers right now.
That is also true. Got to give a shout out to the American Family Insurance Championship, one of my favorite events of the summer, coming up next Friday through Sunday, June 9th through the 11th. The American Family Insurance Championship at the University Ridge Golf Course, where you can watch PGA Tour champions, including tournament host and Wisconsin native Steve Stricker. There's also an exciting concert featuring Tyler Hubbard of Florida Georgia Line. That's on Friday, June 9th, next Friday night. And it's going to be awesome because it's always awesome. You got the best golfers you've seen on tour over the last 30, 40 years. They always show up. You've got Derek Jeter and Michael Phelps rounding out the celebrity foursome on Saturday. All proceeds for both the concert and the event, the golf tournament, going to the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. So get your tickets today, amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com. We need callers 8 and caller 10. Caller 8 and caller 10 to play over-under here on Scalzo and Brust. Caller 8 and caller 10. Josh DiMaggio's got a category. You don't know what it is. He has an over-under line. We don't know what that is either. For the amount of correct answers Ben and I will get out of 10 guesses within 3 minutes. Caller number 8, Joshy will tell you both. You say over or under, depending on whether or not you believe in us. Caller number 10, you are stuck on the other side. It is over, under par. Winner wins a foursome to the beautiful Wild Rock Golf Course. Caller 8, caller 10, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776, over under par. Coming up next on Scalzo and Brust, we're presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Clearly, you can have incredible talents and just be totally screwed up.
Were you referencing me?
No.
Okay. I just
not at all. You're not screwed
that.
up at all. You're one of the best salespeople I've ever dealt with. I mean, on the air, you're weird.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Still a bit of a heavy ride along southbound 43 as you're making your way down from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive, and then back on the brakes from just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394. Westbound 94 going to be a heavy ride out of the Marquette through the stadium interchange. The eastbound side slowing right out of the zoo through the stadium. And we're seeing delays southbound 894 as well from Greenfield Avenue down and around the Hale interchange. Doesn't really let up till you get past Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A dominant performance by one side.
Jokic on the drive, got deep and scored for the lead. Another 30.
And saving face from a near collapse on the other.
Butler gets it back and slams it. And the lead is 17. Timeout Boston.
The NBA Finals are set. It's Game 1 between the Nuggets and Heat in Denver. Coverage starts at 6:30 Thursday night, right here on Milwaukee's radio home for the NBA Finals, 94.5 ESPN. The NBA on ESPN Milwaukee is sponsored by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. Today for Ben's Beer Fridge, we're checking in with the 21st Amendment crew and their Hell or High Watermelon. Let's check in with V. Failing, who has the lowdown on why this should be top of mind all summer long.
God, what isn't great about Hell or High Watermelon? It is refreshing, a perfect summer beer, and dare I say, crushable. It is what we like to clock in it as summer in a can. We pride ourselves on using fresh fruit in our beers, and you could taste the difference. So with Hell or High Watermelon, you know that you're getting crisp, refreshing, real watermelons. It clocks in at 4.9% ABV, so it's one of those ones that's a perfect day drinker, if you will.
Thanks again to V from 21st Amendment Brewing for joining me. And remember, whether you're out on a boat or just hanging on the patio, the fridge is always stocked.
One's a Marquette Hall of Famer.
You know who writes Wikipedia?
What?
People.
The other may or not make things up from time to time.
99% of the information about you in Wikipedia is accurate.
Homer and Tony.
American retired professional basketball player. Accurate. Played high school ball at Tulsa East. Accurate. Retired as number 34 at ceremony in 2007. Accurate. Luckiest thing of his life to work with Homer. Accurate.
Inaccurate.
Accurate.
Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN.
Back by popular demand, head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through Sunday, June 4th for the HD Factory Outlet Summer Sale on discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes, merchandise, and select officially licensed products. Don't miss this chance to shop over 4,000 items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, outerwear, hats, gloves, leather jackets, and so much more. While supplies last, the HD Factory Outlet at the Harley-Davidson Museum is your destination for discontinued HD merchandise.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Dead Thursday, presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust, Craig Scalzo, Josh and Masha. You, the Scalzo and Rust family, calling, texting 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN. Alex Strofe running the show. The Everlight Solar Studios downtown off the Capitol Square in Madison. It's Thursday. It's just past 5:15. It's time to play a little over-under.
Will the guys hit the under, or will they tap dance on Joshy's grave? It's time for Over Under Par on Scalzo and Brust. Presented by Wild Rock Golf Club. Now open for the 2023 season. Go to wildrockgolf.com and make a tee time today.
We never found out, by the way, like Ben left the show at one point to do a TikTok with people we don't know out in the 3rd Street Market Hall. We never talked about it. You came back here, we never talked about it. Where's the TikTok?
I followed up and said, thanks for letting me join. Send when you can. Thank you.
Might be some heavy editing going on.
Oh, God. All right, here's how Over Under Par has been, is played. Josh DiMaggio is a category, don't know what it is. He's got an over-under line. We don't know what that is either. The line is for the amount of correct answers Ben and I will get. Out of 10 guesses within 3 minutes, caller number 8 was Jim in West Bend. Jim believes in us. He said, I'll take the over. Caller number 10, that means you're stuck on the other side. Travis in Cambridge on the under. Joshy, what do we got today?
I'm looking for the 10 NBA franchises with the most championship appearances. The over-under is 7.5.
One more time.
NBA franchises with the most championship appearances.
Just appearances since the merger?
It includes every iteration of the teams if they were something in the past.
Finals appearances, but beyond the merger.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Celts, final answer.
Lakers
are second with 22.
Lakers final.
Lakers are first with 32.
I don't know about the Bulls. I mean, you think about the Jazz. I kind of like the Sixers almost. If you think about Philadelphia's long history.
We were thinking this.
Fine, go for it.
I don't want to shout it out because I could be wrong, and I don't want that to happen with 7.5.
Why don't we go San Antonio Spurs, perhaps?
Spurs final.
Spurs are 9th with 6.
Yeah, see, you got to think old.
So if it's 9th with 6, then the Bulls are on the list.
Bulls, final answer.
Bulls are 8th with 6 as well.
2 minutes.
So in between 6 and 30. I like the Sixers.
I just feel like they've been around forever.
Sixers final.
Sixers are 4th with 9.
Wow, there's a big gap, huh?
Big gap.
Who would be third then?
Third.
Not Phoenix. Not the Supersonics Thunder. Not the Magic. What about the Hawks? Atlanta?
What about the Knicks?
The Knicks? I mean, they famously for a long
historically
time.
though.
I know.
What about the Warriors?
Yeah, they've been around a whitle.
Warriors final answer.
Warriors are 3rd with 12.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 minute.
And 8 and 9.
8 and 9. We need 2 more.
Yes.
Pistons.
Pistons, Jazz. Hornets, Bobcats, no. Grizzlies, no. Pistons, Jazz, I kind of like. Pacers?
Pistons, final answer.
30 seconds.
Jazz, final answer. Of course. Knicks, final answer.
Oh my gosh, if you would have went and it came down to the last one.
The Knicks are 5th on the list.
So we win.
Pistons were 6th. You guys.
Hey, congratulations, Jim in West Bend.
Yeah. I don't know why that one doesn't feel as good.
Because it's like you're still thinking about it right now. Those are always the tough ones.
Yeah.
The 2 teams you guys have left on the list.
Did we mention any of them? That's interesting.
All right, let's think about it.
But you guys are thinking too long term.
Oh, in terms of recency?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The Heat.
Yep. The Heat.
Duh.
The Heat are 7th. Obviously, they went to a bunch with LeBron.
Yep.
And
And
Wade
with
as well.
Wade before, and then they're here with Butler, and they were
then the
just there
last
with
one-
Butler.
yeah. And then the last one's also pretty easy if you think about modern basketball.
Whoa, I don't like the way he's phrasing that. I feel really stupid right now.
I mean, it's not the Cavs, is it?
It is. Yes, the Cavs with 5.
I guess you know what? They go way back, though.
They have that cool logo. The orange and blue.
Hey, didn't LeBron take them 3 times and then won once?
Correct.
Right, so it's just one other time they needed
And
to
then
make the
Jordan
list.
beat him. Famous jump shot.
All right.
Although,
Was that on the finals, though?
no, it
They've
wasn't.
been
They was in the
like-
Eastern Conference
yeah,
Finals, yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations to us. Pat on the back to us. Well done. Great
We did
job,
lose
everybody.
last week.
We got back on track. And you know what? We channeled our inner champion the way that Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Gina Della does every single day when they walk out of their Pella door and into your home. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're like your own personal barista for windows and doors. Pella's design options are virtually limitless, even more customized than your coffee. And if you've ever seen Ben order a coffee, boy, is it customized. Their wood windows and patio doors can be painted, stained, or left bare to complement your unique home decor. And they stand the test of time. It's why Pella confidently or confidentially do we think, offers the best wood warranty
confidently
in the industry. It says confidentially. I feel like we should get that one fixed.
I think we should send that to the person.
Well, once it says confidentially, then all of a sudden I'm like,
wait, should I be
saying this? But it's about the best wood warranty in the industry. I feel like they'd want me to say that.
Yeah, that's no
For
good
sure.
if it's confidential.
Bundle and save when you customize your order by August 31st. PellaWI.com today. PellaWI.com/radio. Stop by their beautiful showrooms in Brookfield or on the Beltline in Madison. And when I say the options are limitless, they really are. Joe Franco was out the house on Friday. Oh, man. The
Joey.
options up the wazoo. It's absolutely incredible. I'm showing him
Not
pictures.
confidential.
I'm showing him screenshots for my wife's Instagram. I'm like, can you guys do that with a window? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, we can. And then he gives me the 15 different ways that he could do it. It's truly remarkable. PellaWI.com. Confidentially, between me and you and everybody that you know, best wood warranty in the industry. Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
This is what happens when we leave those two together.
What do we do?
We didn't do anything.
You guys,
I don't know if
We
Ben
got
gets
Aaron
dumber when he
Rodgers'
goes to
number one
Madison or if he
supporter
makes
and
everyone
Brian
dumber.
Gutekunst's number one supporter.
you guys create a super soldier of stupidity over there.
Scalzo and Brust, available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
We've got delays along southbound 43, pretty much hitting the brakes all the way from Locust, all the way down through the Marquette and onto 4394. Doesn't really let up till you get past the KK River. On westbound 94, you'll find some heavy ride right out of the Marquette all the way through the stadium interchange. The eastbound side also going to be a bit tight from the zoo into downtown. You're up to a 14-minute ride, doubling up your normal 7 minutes. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 82 at the lakefront, 90 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Really looking at the entire space holistically. The environment, the walls, ceilings, lighting, flooring, furniture, technology, along with acoustics.
To conceptualize how the end users are going to interact with the room, from the furniture all the way down to the AV, having that work seamlessly within the environment and often hiding within the furniture.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
Graduation season is just around the corner, and what better way to celebrate than with custom banners and yard signs from Fast Signs of Glendale. Their team of experts can create personalized banners and yard signs that will make your graduate feel extra special on their big day. With their exceptional service and attention to detail, you can trust that your order will be perfect every time. Let Fast Signs of Glendale help you make your graduate's day even more memorable with a custom banner or yard sign. Fast Signs of Glendale. Mention summer 2023 for special graduation pricing.
Kevin Red here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increased cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
This is going to be interesting, so pay attention.
Mountains and trees. Ducks and hunting dogs. Dinosaur bones. Meteorites. Steel that's carved like the leather stirrups on a Western saddle. Damascus steel, like they make swords out of. Carbon fiber. Hardwood.
Manly things.
Hardwood. You already said that. I know. I just like the sound of it. Hardwood. It does have a nice ring to it.
Ring. I see what you did there.
I'm sorry. I got us off track.
Kessler's has wedding bands for men.
Real men.
Made of manly things.
He wants you to wear a big, beautiful diamond so that everyone you meet will know how much he loves you.
Why not insist that he wear something equally cool?
You'll tell your grandkids about the day you went shopping for this wedding band at Kessler's when they ask,
"Where did you get such a cool ring? And what is it made of?"
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Can you believe in 8 days, another time, we will be at Dead & Company together?
No. Can't believe it.
Rate your level of excitement 1 to 10.
It's not going to be impressive right now. Like I'm somebody who doesn't get myself there until it's like right in front of me. I will be very excited.
Boo. Joshy?
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I know it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, but like if I'm going to be like manufacturing it and lying if I'm like, "Oh, I'm at 8 right now."
I'll be excited Thursday when we leave the show. And then I'll be like at peak excitement.
All right. Tried.
What about you?
I'm like at a 7.
We can tell.
You're just going to carry a 7 level of excitement.
Oh, for sure.
All the way through Sunday. Or pretty much all the way through Friday.
All right.
You're not paying attention?
What the hell is that?
What is what?
Somebody came up to the glass where we're doing the show and just looked at us like we're aliens.
Yeah, she's wondering, I can't believe that you're doing a radio show here right now. Now she's holding up an autographed jersey, hockey jersey from
Florida Panthers, Milwaukee Admirals. Flip it. There's nothing on the back.
And more signatures. Hold on. She's got another one.
What is she doing? Walking around with
Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's random. They're not even playing right now.
The Admirals. Never mind.
Your team?
Yeah.
AHL team?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. I want to talk about the young rookies for the Green Bay Packers.
I do too.
Bad transition day for me. I've just given up on the transitions today.
We didn't set you up for success today.
I actually had asked you a question, and you were so enthralled with the person holding up hockey jerseys that you just didn't even
I don't
respond.
like when people stare. I like to stare back and let them know, I know you're staring at me.
You're in a fishbowl.
We're animals at the zoo right now.
That's true.
Look are they bringing you more
jerseys?
What's
Yeah!
Are we supposed to cheer?
Yeah, I mean, it's admirals and predators and...
What the hell is going... Okay, anyway, I'm paying attention to you now.
Look, the Packers have 34 rookies on the team. They drafted 13 of them. If you had to pick the rookie that's going to be the rookie of 2023... Not the rookie of the 2023 draft class when all is said and done, but the rookie of 2023. Who's your rook?
Van Ness. Lucas Van Ness. I think there's a ton of opportunity for him. Like, the defensive line and the outside edge, like, he played multiple positions. Very excited about Lucas Van Ness. B, he does look the part, and I think that's important. If you don't look the part physically and if you're not ready physically, you're not going to get opportunities early. C, I think he's just got that dog in him a little bit. He's got that dog in him. So those are my A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3s of why I think Lucas Van Ness will be the rookie that makes the biggest impact in 2023. Opportunity, looks the part, and I forgot my third one.
Boring.
Okay, sorry that you went in the trenches. Sorry that getting to the quarterback is fun.
Weren't you the guy that just was ripping the people who were bragging about looking good in shorts when it came to Musgrave, the tight end? Oh, these people, look how good he looks in T-shirt and shorts. And now you're sitting here.
Him, but I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I fall for it, too.
And yeah, you're sitting here being like, the second reason why I believe in Lucas Van Ness is he looks the part.
Okay. All I was trying to get at is if you're not physical enough, if you're not ready for the physicality as a rookie, you're not going to play. And he does have the attributes physically. There is an opportunity for edge rusher, especially with Rashawn Gary coming off of injury. He can play multiple positions. That was my third one. He's versatile. And like, again, I just think there's a need at that position for someone to excite the Green Bay Packers defense because Preston Smith is not getting younger. Rashawn Gary's coming off of injury. Lucas Van Ness, what you got?
See, I was kind of like, I thought it would be boring as well, Josh, to take the, 11th overall pick or whatever he was in the draft.
I hate being right.
I don't think you are going to be right for the record. If I'm going to pick somebody defensively that I think is going to make a bigger impact this season, it's going to be Colby Wooden out of Auburn. He played the edge in college. It's going to probably be moving into more of that interior rush position, and we have no idea how good Devontae Wyatt is or what their plans are for him, who was a first-round pick last year. But I think Wooden could be a really interesting guy in sort of that Kingsley Keke role, but I think he's going to ultimately be somebody that could be more disruptive. Or my wild card.
No. That was boring. If mine was boring, yours is boring. Just lash out. We each get a wild card after Joshy goes.
My wild card would be Dontavion Wicks. I think Wicks
that was my pick.
Was it?
Yeah.
Out of Virginia, I think he could actually make an impact as a wide receiver in what still is just a straight game of Russian roulette for this Packers team. You still don't know which one is actually going to pop.
Yeah,
I could have probably just said roulette.
I think yes, that would have worked. I think they're trying to pump the Samori Toure bags a little bit, but Wicks went from an elite playmaker to going into a terrible offense, and then he dropped precipitously. I think he's going to be the third or fourth option.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they're probably, you're right, Torre. I mean, Reed seems to be destined for that slot position. Right. You're going to have Dobbs and Watson there, but you're also going to have injuries. You just are, and you're going to need options. So I like Wicks. Now, the other boring one that I think you could talk about is Musgrave. The two boring answers here is Van Ness, which Ben hit on.
Card. Musgrave was my wild card, dude.
Is this a bit?
No. Why is this a bit?
Musgrave was the next guy. You just picked the top two Packers draft.
But I'm just saying, he wasn't my first pick, so that makes him my wild card by default. Yes. I like him. The physicality. He looks the part in shorts and t-shirts.
You just picked the two guys that look good in a Packers shorts and t-shirt.
Look the part guy we've ever met.
If you don't look the part, is it more? If you don't look the part, is it more likely that you fail or succeed?
Well, people would have
it would be a real shame if somebody took a picture of Ben Brust in his size XXL shorts while he was a sophomore in college and said, "Does he look the part? Did he look the part?"
I absolutely looked the part. That was the look back then. You can't judge based off what the look was 10 years ago. If you did that, everyone would be ugly like 30 years ago with what they were wearing. Okay.
You're bad at this game.
By picking Lucas Van Ness and Luke.
So you picked the top two picks, both guys who were talked about as first round picks.
By the way, two Lukes. Didn't put that together. That's a concern.
I think if I had to go in the hole, like my super wild card, Jaden Reed.
Who would you call your dark horse?
DeBose. Okay, 7th round wide receiver.
You went last
for the dark horse. Yep.
I thought he was going to say Tucker Kraft.
I should have.
I did too.
I should have.
Nick and Madison says,
that quick.
Says Papa Van Ness for sure got that dog in him, so it'll be a disappointment if Lucas doesn't.
He never responded to my email.
Oh! did he end up reading the email? He did, yes.
Yep.
Did you follow up?
I didn't. I thought I laid it out pretty straightforward.
No, I think you got to follow up. Say, hey, now that everything's died down, what do you think about jumping on the show?
Smoke isn't as hot.
He's got a story to tell.
Don't you think if his idea was the smoke dying down, he would be less interested in lighting the fire again?
No, that's a guy who lives in the fire.
Bo Ryan's loved basketball players who embraced physicality. He always says, I love guys who like contact. We know his dad likes contact, so maybe father like son.
Maybe father like son indeed. Benny, tell us about Water Joe.
That's delicious. And I've told you about Water Joe. And I had Water Joe on my way to the Princeton Club today when I got my workout in with Maddie. Maddie was amazing today. 225 5 times. Come on, Greg. 225 5 times.
Is that good?
Sick. Sick for me, at least.
It's like what punters do at the combine.
I'm not a football player, dude. But punters have nothing to do with kick and lift. Punters are becoming jacked now. Anyways, I'm just trying to become the best version of who I can be for my better tomorrow, and I'm doing that at the Princeton Club, which has been amazing to just see the progression that my body has changed in the last year, and I feel better. I have more energy. I'm energized. The steam room is amazing after my workouts. Get that nice sweat in. Maybe sometimes after some weekends where I have some too many make ultras. Responsibly, of course. Like to go get the sweat out at the Princeton Club. It's an amazing place. Pool's open. Check it out. Join the Princeton Club. You get free childcare with the membership. Love it. Princeton Club. Join.
Scalzo and Brust continues next, presented by Michelob Ultra.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Michelob Ultra.
And this is my song, by the way, that you like, Joshy.
Yeah, after we picked on you, I've decided to brighten you up a little bit.
You know what? Thank you. And this song is called Brighter Days. So now I'm feeling brighter. And you know what? We got off to a weird start. Vibes were down, but I'm feeling great.
Vibes weren't down. You just had a bad segment.
You just ruined it.
Scalzo and Brust. Available anywhere you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to Scalzo and Brust. Presented by
Kevin Moret here from
Michelob
Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Homer, Tony, living in perfect harmony. Yeah, right.
Jordan Love stinks next year. You think he's out of the NFL?
As a starting quarterback, yes, he might.
You think
not.
He's out?
No, I mean,
you just said might.
No, I'm saying starting quarterback.
You
He
said
could be.
might.
I know, because he could be a backup. Whatever the hell that's worth. That's worth nothing. As a starter, he could be done.
Could be, yeah,
Okay.
but he could not be. Also, it's not a do or die.
Well, that's a hell of a concern.
Listen to Homer and Tony weekdays from 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN and wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Backed by popular demand, head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through Sunday, June 4th for the HD Factory Outlet Summer Sale on discontinued Harley-Davidson motor clothes, merchandise, and select officially licensed products. Don't miss this chance to shop over 4,000 items, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, outerwear, hats, gloves, leather jackets, and so much more. While supplies last, the HD Factory Outlet at the Harley-Davidson Museum is your destination for discontinued HD merchandise.
A dominant performance by one side.
Jokic on the drive, got deep and scored for the lead. Another 30.
And saving face from a near collapse on the other.
Butler gets it back and slams it. And the lead is 17. Timeout Boston.
The NBA Finals are set. It's game one between the Nuggets and Heat in Denver. Coverage starts at 6:30 Thursday night, right here on Milwaukee's radio home for the NBA Finals, 94.5 ESPN. The NBA on ESPN Milwaukee is sponsored by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
What if Draymond opts out?
To go where?
Lakers.
For how much?
I got 3 years 60 for him, Jay.
Yeah, there you go. K, you're doing 3 years 60 for Dre?
Well, it's not that that's what I'm doing. He can pick up 27, right?
Y'all need shooters.
We need players, Jay. We need players.
Key, are you telling me right now you are openly campaigning for Draymond Green to become a Laker?
Be a good addition.
For 3 years for $60 million.
So what I'm doing, Jay, is I'm following the tea leaves.
I know what you're doing. Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Something tells me it smells like Dre to L.A. on an opt-out and gets a 3-year extension. One of the things we need, Jay, I think on our team, just watching us against your Nuggets, is that we need some hot sauce, and he brings the hot sauce.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you're going to get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, buy a select Metabo HPT cordless nailer and get a 36-volt 2.5 amp-hour battery free, a $139.99 value. And as a Lowe's MVP, buy select Owens Corning shingles and earn 2 times the bonus points per dollar. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 5/11 through 7/12. While supplies last, selection varies by location. U.S. only. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 6/1. Subject to change.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Around. Gone are the days when the ladies said, please, Gentle Jack Jones, won't you come to me?
Scalzo and Brust presented by Michelob Ultra. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, Josh DiMaggio, Alex Strofe. Strofe, you hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm doing my best, pal. Great song to end the day. But hey, I'm looking forward to your field trip next week, the three of you. That's exciting. Good team bonding outing, huh? So, here's another question. Maybe not for you, Stroke, but you made me think of this. How do we feel about documentation of like our time together?
No.
Alrighty then.
We can take a picture at dinner or something.
Yeah, we could take a picture for sure. If you want to record like a late night, we could do it, but we'll never see the light.
I'm just thinking hangover style, you know?
No.
Wake up the next day.
It's not mine and Joshy's style.
No. I'm going to be snapping photos. It's going to be tons of fun.
Strophe, do you, as an integral member of the Rutledge and Hamilton
Brigade,
thank you.
Good word choice.
Do you guys do a lot of team bonding? Like, you guys got a trip coming up this summer or any fun activities?
Hamilton doesn't bring you to curling events?
He has before, but he made me their coach once. They won a national championship when that happened. But no, we don't do concerts. Matt doesn't like live music, which is a crazy, crazy take.
What?
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't
Seems
know.
like a live music guy.
And Jim's got kids, so he's not an avid concert goer. But we go
does
golfing
Jim like
and stuff.
you? I mean, that's part of it. Like, Jim doesn't usually like people.
Yeah, Jim and I are buddies. Jim and I get along just fine.
Are you sure? I see you guys arguing a lot. And
yeah,
it seems to get
but
pretty contentious.
it's kind of like a radio marriage. Like, Greg and Ben fight all the time, and they like each other. Yeah, well,
Ben just makes fun of me and bullies me all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's how that goes. Benny, he puts you down all the time, and you still hang out with him.
Puts him down.
You put him down, Greg. Let's be honest together. We're a family here. Let's be honest.
The other day.
Shut up, Strav. 800-99.
Strav?
I had to mispronounce
What the hell was
name.
that?
Strav. Strav? Stroof?
Still wrong. Still all wrong.
Stoof?
Adam
Stoufy?
Adam Strauff.
We got
what?
Crushed him.
Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. Was this a good offseason for the Packers? 71% say yes. 29% say no. Josh, you wanted Aaron Rodgers out of here more than anybody else. Do you think it was a good offseason?
I do think it needs a little context based on what we all thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be traded for and what they ended up getting. I think the draft was kind of, for the first time in a while, like actual fill a need type of draft for the Packers. So all in all, I consider it a good offseason. I don't know how much what happens in the season matters and what Aaron Rodgers does and how that would affect it. But I think in a vacuum, Goody did good for himself with getting all the money off the books, getting Bakhtiari back. Like, he seemed to get everything he wanted done.
Well, I mean, we did look up Billy Barnwell's list from the 2021 offseason leading into 2022. I mean, same sort of concept here that I'm going with is that before this past season, Billy Barnwell had the Packers in the top 10. This year, they're top 5 in the off seasons. The Packers ended up 8 and 9. So, to Josh's point, they're 5th in the offseason right now in Bill Barnwell's book. If they stink, maybe you look at it a little differently. It's all going to come back to the results on the field.
Well, and Josh, I don't think they filled all the need. I think they still need some insurance at the quarterback position. They've only got Sean Clifford and Danny Etling behind there.
I think that was by design, though.
Because if Love gets hurt, then
I think it's like it's sink or hurt. Yeah.
Still, a veteran quarterback would be good, and it would be some nice insurance. American Family Insurance, amfam.com. You ran through that one, Joshy. You normally got it.
Well, he had football brain there.
He had football brain. Amfam.com is where you can find your local American Family Insurance agent. Love working with an agent. Love not having to wait on a nameless, faceless 800 number or get my reference number just to talk to somebody about the policy that I'm getting. They do have a digital quoting tool, so if you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't have to. But when it comes time to submit a claim, and if you're getting ready to be a homeowner or your first-time homeowner, you haven't realized it yet, you're going to have to submit a claim. You're not going to want to go through that process. You're going to want to have a team at your back. That's what you get at American Family Insurance Plus. They have policies and special coverages designed specifically for you. Policies designed for first-time homeowners to protect what you have worked so hard to achieve, and discounts specifically like buying a new home or renovating a home. Plus, when you protect both your home and auto with American Family, Benny, you can save up to 28%.
I mean, if we're just going to say it, let's call it out. It's a big percentage.
It's a large percentage.
Yeah.
Very large percentage.
More than most people tip.
It is more than most people tip, indeed. I'm a little surprised at the positivity about the overall offseason. Because even if you think they did a good job getting rid of Rodgers and what they got in return, there was such little else that you could be, excited about. Right? Beyond a defensive.
I mean, they were able to get
what?
Draft capital.
But I'm saying,
I know, no free, no hard-hitting free agents.
No
Jonathan
free agent,
Owens
no
is a
trade,
guy.
no, it just was, hey, we got rid of a lot of our starters from the year before, specifically your quarterback, 2 of your top wide receivers.
A tight end.
3 of your top well, 3 of 4 of your top tight ends. Shout out to Josiah the Messiah DeGuara. He was at the boat party in Door County.
Nice.
Can I say it was a success because they had a plan and executed it, which has seemed to have been a problem for the Packers.
Didn't seem like they had a plan for a while, but they got there. And I guess if I can rip them for taking a while to get there, I have to give them credit for getting there. That's fair.
They did land the plane.
They did. It was a pain. It was a bad landing. Not a great landing, but the plane has landed. And for the most part, everyone survived, except Aaron Rodgers landed in New York.
That's a jet. Wow, get it? That's good stuff.
You're on it.
Joe and Amber coming up next across all of ESPN Wisconsin into the NBA Finals. Game 1, Heat Nuggets.
Traffic is brought to you by the Harley-Davidson Museum. Head to the HD Museum campus Thursday, June 1st through